Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 32 of our Spelljammer stream, Star Chasers. Episode 32 and beyond. I am joined, as always, by legendary Tabaxi Bard, Storm of Stars, Shadar-kai Druid, Marley, and Halfling Diviner Wizard, Lillian Hester Strongheart. Last time, it was a bucket of laughs as they fled, as they cheesed it from the cops. As they kicked bricks away from these fuzz. So last time, the group had killed the totally deserving of it, no editorializing, dragon Ignan. And then had to loot his hoard. They got a crap ton of gold, a magic sword, a couple books, and they booked it out of the sphere and into fairy space. So Liz in chat says, we had super fun times fleeing Johnny Law. The long arm of Johnny Law.
I believe that should be the summary for the episode.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
good.
Okay. I'm all tangled. Okay. Okay. So we pick up. It has been several hours. Marley, you have popped back out of your mouse and into giant form.
So, wondering if we were going to deal with that.
So you kind of had to go to like the back of the ship and like almost fall out, and now like you can't be inside the ship is the point. So if you would like to go on top or on bottom, that is fine. You still have like 12 hours left of your giant form.
Which side has the chance of me breaking less things accidentally as a giant?
Probably the bottom.
Okay, then I'll go to the bottom.
Okay.
I have a question. Am I able to perhaps polymorph Marley into a smaller size? Or would that... Because I think it lasts an hour, right? I mean, I could do it a few times. But how many hours? 12 hours left? Or
12 hours left. You could polymorph her. I mean, she could transfer part of it, and you're all going to get a long rest soon. So that's up to you if you want to spend your spell slots. The problem with polymorph is it does change her mental stats, right? So that would make her not Marley.
Right.
Well, it was... Oh, sorry. I thought the question was, can he turn her into a smaller Marley? But even still, the time economy of wild shape would still be better because it will be hours plural versus one.
Right.
Yeah, I still have another 5-hour wild shape.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if we need her to be transportable.
Okay. Well, I wasn't aware that was the case, so there we go.
Yeah, because it's whatever, your druid level plus something hours.
Good.
Or half your druid level hours, is it?
I think it's something like that.
Yeah.
It's just whatever D&D Beyond tells me.
Excellent. And yeah, you may as well stretch out your giant-ass legs while you have them, since you seem to want them quite badly. Somewhere on another ship, quite nearby, your bunny lady's like,
that could have been me.
Corday is jealous.
You can say.
Equal to half your druid level. So.
Okay.
So yeah, 5 hours and then trance. That's basically most of it.
It's 9 of 12 more hours.
Yeah. Okay. Hester, you ended last episode by trying to read through as much of the book of A History of Known Hesters Through the Ages and Spheres as you could.
Yes.
So, you're getting through like the intro chapters where it's kind of talking about like what it is to be a Hester. So what does it mean? Let's see. It is a title, calling, and often given name, which you kind of knew.
Mm-hmm.
Hesters are not, as far as the author can tell, present in all spheres. Some spheres simply lack halflings, and even in spheres that they appear or it's their equivalent, there isn't always a Hester. They speculate it has to do with time. It has to do with a couple different factors: time, kind of the presence of the weave. They're not going to appear in very non-magical spheres. But there's no evidence that they appear even in Eberron or anything like that.
And forgive me my unfamiliarity, but Eberron does have halflings.
Yes,
rather prominently. Okay.
Yes. I think they ride around on dinosaurs.
Okay.
I think they're like little barbarians. I could be wrong about that, but
okay. And the gnomes are kind of the dragon mark, they're all official.
I believe so. Yeah.
We can talk about Eberron at another time.
But it also implies that Dragonlance, that while it doesn't have, or Kryn, while it doesn't have halflings, it has Kender, and there's no equivalent among the Kender kind of thing. But of the major spheres, the Forgotten Realms, Realm Space, Greyhawk, of the kind of the big. The 4 big campaign settings, they both have Hesters and a history of Hesters. Hesters are often drawn to a core tenet, something like balance, knowledge, grace, hope, valor, or justice. And next to grace, it is kind of like divinity. Like, there are Hesters who want to be gods, kind of thing.
Okay.
Or a grand quest, finding a lost artifact, restoring a fallen location, avenging a people, defeating a great evil. And then it says, most Hesters, but not all, have some sort of arcane talent, and many are sorcerers, the universe blessing them with their talents and gifts. Gifts, not gifts. They don't get gifts.
Yep.
That would be inconvenient.
It's a shame. It's more the loss.
Let's see. Is there anything? Are there any questions you have that this book may answer? Otherwise, you're about halfway through.
No, myself, I have no follow-up questions. I think Lily, every one of these facts, she keeps being like, well, but I don't have any of these things. Whether true or not, that is her self-evaluation. So which is where I want her to be at the moment. So I am content with that. Yes. Very good, Andrew. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see. Storm, is there anything you are doing to pass the time?
Probably just reflecting on what happened most recently. Probably writing about it, making song, or trying to process it that way. A lot of experiences, quite dire and eventful. So yeah, probably doing that, and I don't know, being on the lookout as well in case any probably being up on the deck doing this, and being ready to sort of counter anything should it come our way. I think, which is kind of the vibe when we were finished last time a little bit. We were escaping, so just in case there's any pursuit. Just to be wise about that, consciously.
Okay.
Yeah. And to be available to sort of process interrelatedly with, either Lily or Marley or Hester, or anybody, about just talking about what happened or whatever. So it was intense. Knifey probably needs a bracing, cheer-up session. I don't know. Maybe he was into it.
being eaten? No, I felt like all my gas station favorites.
That makes sense.
They often come back up like that too.
Exactly.
I'm basically a poison.
Right. I like you, Knifey.
I like you too, Master of Stars.
I got your back.
Thank you. I know I got yours.
Oh, I know you have.
Mrs. De Hester, please. I would never kill you face to face.
I thought part of your whole deal was looking people straight in the eye.
That's right. It's the only honest way.
Yes, well,
I stab you in the back first, though. Then I flip you over.
smart. Yes, no, understood. I need a long rest so I can manipulate fate again. So I can make him miss. Okay. But the Hester, he best not miss.
You all get a long rest, and we're pulling into fairy space. Anything anyone want to do before then, after the long rest?
I think I could trust all of us to fill 2 hours just in the flow, but no, I perceive that most of my downtime will be truly downtime. We'll be reading books, discussing with my mother. If she needs me to look through any of her books that she got, we can discuss ancient machine monsters and such. I can send back and forth to her, but I do see it as truly not being deserving an individual scene per se.
Okay. Yeah, she is
to be the opening credits montage will do. Yes. I think.
Yeah, she is very engrossed. Occasionally taking her own notes, perhaps to reference with you all later, but right now she is very kind of zoned in. Okay.
I will keep her tea filled.
A research montage.
Yes.
That's what's happening. Is Minerva involved?
If you would like her to be. Otherwise, she is navigating and trying to plot out kind of expanding spheres, trying to find a possible shadow crossing and any spheres that might match the description of what Hester Senior is going to need in a bit.
Cool. Great.
And I'm just below the ship.
I can fly.
Well,
Queen of the world.
One thing with any of this research stuff I can help with is I took legend lore, so if there's anything that Lily or Hester wants more, like if they get a bite on something from the research and they want to delve deeper, I can do that with magic. So
it's interesting. I actually want to hip pocket that.
Let me double check.
It's there. That's why I took it. You know, I am a lore bard, so I figured it'd be
very on brand of you, Stormathy.
Yeah, it's worth it's worth the 5th level slot, I think.
Okay, perfect. Okay. You enter fairy space, and once again, it is the sphere itself is it contains a giant tree that has planets hanging from it, along with one star at the very top, I think. Now, you hadn't told your interns anywhere in particular to meet you, so would you like to message them and pick a planet or a location?
Do we want to suit our location to the best site for reaching out to the Raven Queen, and then have them come to us?
Yes. I've often joked that I have a let's go phlogiston. That was the face of alarm, Andrew.
Sorry, everything froze for a second.
Okay.
Okay, it seems okay now. Sorry. Nope.
Yes, we've often quipped that I have like a let's go phlogiston book. Is there anything on fairy space that would be like the site of some never-ending battle, or the site of great spookiness, or graveyards, or anything?
Or non-shadow cross.
Yeah, like a good starting point.
Let me check.
Fairies. Right? Shadar-kai.
Yes.
Oh, that's true. Yes, is there a Shadar-kai population?
Let me check. Airspace, here we go.
Are you still 24 feet tall?
At this point, she is no longer that tall.
Oh.
Does she reduce gradually, like by foot, or does it just pop?
No, it's like.
Did Horny of Bees go with the cat, or
She.
or did she?
That is
Oh
such a
yeah,
great nickname.
she went through the. She went through the portal.
I thought she
Okay.
did.
Oh yeah.
I think we exchanged a sort of quick look for a second, and then she sort of dove headfirst into the thing. Probably.
Okay. So there are 8 planets in fairy space. 4 planets are kind of at the top. They're called Upgood, collectively. And the 4 planets at the bottom are Vast Darken. Clearly, the person who created Spelljammer, rather on the nose with some of these planet names. Chaostrom, Vast
A
Darken.
little bit, yes.
Minerva says that the four planets down there, there is a population of Shadar-kai in one of the Vast Darken planets. She figures out it's the one on the kind of the most left.
You know, the cardinal direction of left. In space. Yes. Okay, well, it's true. The darken, the belly, the berry, the sweeter, the shadow crossing. So yeah. Yeah.
Is it like this, Andy?
Yeah. Something like that, yes.
Yeah, so I suppose let's make our way there, barring any objection from Marley. Is there any reasons you shouldn't want to go to a Shadar-kai enclave?
I would think that we'd get
that'd
support.
be fine.
Okay.
Okay. This planet is called Morath.
Of course it is.
Very nice, I like.
Its capital is Darkbad. And
No, it's Ravenstrom.
very good.
Death Town. Fateville.
So yes, we shall head there. At the very least, they should be able to point us to some holy site or another that should do the trick. Yes, yes. Indicate however we need to. I'd rather not spend the spell slots, but if it's required, I shall do so. First things first. I will cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay, so here.
Upon awakening.
Heading to what's it called? What did I? Morath.
But yeah, they're within.
Sometimes I have to say, Lily. Sometimes when you wake up in the morning, you just seem defensive right away. But
very much so. But yes, if it's like a line of sight, they're following our winds or whatever, then great. If what is it, Joseph Winters? What is our Christopher Summers?
Yes, Joseph Winters.
Yeah, if he needs a better marching order, then I will spend the fireball level of spell slot.
So you
rearrange
don't.
my spells.
Yeah, when you enter the sphere, you don't see them or anything like that. So you will have to initiate one. You'll have to spend a spell slot to initiate one contact and tell them where you're going.
Okay. And sorry, I actually don't have sending prepared, but I would have done, since I will likely not need protection from energy right away. So let me think about that a little bit more. But so keep protection from energy and turn off fire shield. Actually, I probably want scrying, so I'll turn off Mordenkainen's Fateful Hound.
The best boy.
Actually, I'll turn off Cone of Cold and keep Mordenkainen's.
yeah, I've got.
There you go.
See, I'll do the freezing. You can do you can get the good boy to come with us.
The bestest boy.
The best.
Okay, so yes, with a little bit of rearrangement, I can in fact cast. Sorry, I could have. We hadn't taken the long rest yet.
Plus, we're planning for our day, right? The night before, maybe we have a jam session talking about what we're going to do.
That's right. So, yes, I shall cast Sending over to Villyana, I suppose.
Okay.
Saying that we will be heading to Morath in the vast Darken district of Fairy Space. It's apparently the home to several Shadar-kai. And we hope to find a shadow crossing to visit Marley's matron and family.
Okay.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll just let them know. I guess they don't really give me a lot of authority on the boat, but I can find somebody. Hey, you! Yeah, the other boat is calling, and they want me to.
She doesn't really know how sense works.
On the Winter's Tooth, Joseph Winters has seemed unhinged, is the perhaps politest way to put it. And as soon as he hears you have contact with the other boat, he says, Villyana,
Oh, yeah, okay.
is there word of my honey of bees? Tell me!
It didn't come up.
My heart!
I'm sure she's okay. Yeah, no, we could always ask when we get there. I'm sure she's fine. Be not to cry. I'd like to just take notice that there's only one parachute on your whole boat.
I've never felt the need for any more.
Seems an odd choice is all. There's a lot more people on board. But
You're
okay.
You're tiny. You'll be fine. Hold on to your brother. I mean, correct.
You got it. I'm gonna go tell my other friends that we're gonna do the thing. Do you need anything?
No.
Okay, courage.
Just kind of puts his foot up on the edge of the boat, stares off into space. He should be flying this thing. Like you're like...
Almost certainly. Just listing still in the flow somehow. Okay. Yeah, so I will go tell Corey and Morpho that we have a plan, and there's something about the Shadow Crossing, and a fair amount about Shadar-kai, I guess. they seem cool. They called me sister, and that's all right.
Yeah, isn't that the kind of elf that the I want to say Marty.
Yeah. I think there's a little L in there, but yeah, you're pretty close.
Martley.
Mary.
No, you removed an L and a T.
You know, the one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our kin.
Yeah. It's great to meet someone else just willing to be like, you're ours.
So, where are we meeting them?
The planet Underbad. In the capital, no light shall fall. So sounds like home.
Indeed. All right.
No, Morath. Which is right next to more anger.
Oh, Morath. I thought you said Borath. That's why I did the Borath.
Oh. Oh, that's why you're on about your wife. Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Understood. Okay.
Yeah. Morath. That sound optimistic. Yeah, heartening. All right. Well, I suppose I will prepare myself for
Okay. Well,
anything.
we've got some good information, so I'm going to go tell pages back of notes. Fenmeyer and Yamara.
Mm-hmm.
It's either Meyer or Mayen because my handwriting is trash.
Hey, history elf.
Yo.
Oh, I just want to second those nickname. That's great.
We got some information on where to go.
Okay, great. Yeah, the planets of Vast Darkin are Morath, Crag, Beastra, and Mish.
What?
Mish?
Mish. And then
Okay.
the planets of Upgood are Chenla, Freemore, Dargron, and Tikwa. Blame.
Tikwa?
Freemore. God damn it. Is that two O's, M-O-O-R? Or is it M-O-R?
Sorry, I scrolled past it. J. Paul LeFontaine is the author of this supplement. Let's see. Freemore is 1-0.
1-0, okay. Okay. And the last one was On the Nosia? Was that what
Yeah.
it was called?
Mhm.
Yeah. Got it. Okay, great.
Good Guyland.
Good. Very good.
Okay. So eventually, Joseph Winters gets back into the ship. One of the bugman is just kind of like, come on, boss. There, like gives a massage. Ow. And you start petering towards Morath.
I thought we were Josephing towards it. Bam.
The charming anecdote, aka the Charwing anecdote, aka the foolproof alibi.
Yes. Yes.
You arrive before the other ship. One, you're faster, and two, your captain is not having some sort of love crisis.
Yes.
Would you like to
cat baby?
Would you like to wait for them or head down to the planet currently?
I think we should probably just go ahead. I think it's more my mother who's looking to reconnect and get our interns back, and they can kind of brain trust the information they all got. But I think,
agree.
as far as Marley's mission is concerned, it doesn't quite concern them as much.
Yes.
Yes, do we have to take out... They want ghillie suits. I was trying to look up the word for them real quick to be like, you only have one of them instead of a parachute, but parachute's still the classic and funnier. What do we use on the Egypt world? Oh, the gadabouts.
Yes. You still have those.
Okay.
So-
And is that our best way down, or is there a kind of landing boat?
No, you don't have a landed craft. I will say, with all of your money,
Yes.
you could buy a second Spelljammer ship.
Oh, shoot.
Like a bigger one?
Either a bigger one or one so you start to build a little fleet.
Yeah, okay. Oh, and perhaps if we're going to army with a great sphere-ending apocalypse army, maybe, perhaps we should... a flotilla that becomes an armada might not be a bad idea.
And you're at like crew capacity for this ship. So if you pick up anybody else, you can't really sustain them. Any stuff like that.
So
Yes.
we could have our interns run the second ship.
Yes.
For instance. And also, it might be best to unfetter the ones that care from Joseph's clearly mercenary nature, especially now that he is in the throes of a heartache, which I'm sure will just have him marry a clone of Honey of Bees, have a child with her.
How could he have known?
Looks absolutely identical. By the way, as being keyed into the X universe, Madeline Pryor is absolutely an enemy of one of the teams. As the Goblin Queen, which makes no sense unmoored from Inferno. It doesn't matter, I'm not mad, yes I am. Okay, so... that will be for future episodes of Winter's Heart. Or Tooth.
No, he'll rename the ship after his heartbreak to the Winter's Heart.
Ah, yes, very on brand.
I like it.
All right. Well, yes. Then I suppose. Will the gadabouts like Halo? Like, are we able to high altitude? Okay, good.
Yeah, because you don't like burn up on re-entry because that would be science.
Yes, that's right.
Right.
There's just more air up there.
There's just less air until you get some more air. Yeah.
Yeah. So get the Charwing anecdote close enough to refill its air bubble, and let's Halo down. And Marley, it's your show. But okay, we're bringing the bag of holding, so I presume that means we're bringing the busted Galantir. Are we? I forget the name of it off the top of my head. The +1 to 3 sword. Will we be leaving that for Morpho, or will we be attempting to offer that as well?
It's called the Gambler's Blade. Sorry, that's just
The Gambler's Blade.
Yeah, I think we can try to offer that too. I mean, why not? If we need to sort of give gifts to the Raven Queen or something, why not? We're gonna try and give the Galantir to her, right?
I think that remains our best plan.
Yeah.
We can at least ask her about it. Cause
Right.
I don't know if it doesn't still leave us with a future arch foe or not, but I still think it's our best practice. Okay.
She's a good entity to perhaps deal with it, right?
Yes.
Wait, what was that, Andy?
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, you went, meh.
I don't think I did.
I'm watching you.
None of our many NPCs have much interest in the Shadowfell, correct? I presume my mother will be more eager to meet her crew and compatriots.
Yeah, she'll stay behind. If you want to bring Knifey or Warminster with you, I know Hester really wants to bring one of them.
Absolutely not.
They would be happy to accompany you. Otherwise, Alvar is going to try and work on the ship some. He'll always take Warminster if you don't need him, and Knifey does whatever you ask him to, sort of.
Right.
Ooh, I do not feel like bringing Knifey to the Raven Queen.
Liz says bring both. Liz says bring both. So.
Oh no, and I'd like to. Why not? And if we examine why we wouldn't want Knifey on this, perhaps we could expand that question to why we don't want Knifey at all. But
Wow.
Whoa.
Just putting it out there.
I'm just saying, you chose him over Frosticles, everybody.
Frosticles is still out there, I'm sure.
I have to watch that episode back. I don't know that I did. There was. No, yes. Let it be. The core group should demand some amount of respect to
we were
the
the
actual
original team that were sent out, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
We made the initial contact, so I think it's fair that we return this way. And plus, having these guys behind as sort of to meet the away team when they arrive,
Yes.
and to maybe rear guard in case we are pursued. Who knows, right? That was a possibility that was acknowledged last episode, as I recall.
Yes, I do believe that we're dealing with old-timey, as soon as you reach the state line, all the police have to stop rules of... Which, much like they don't have to tell you that they're a cop, they can absolutely pursue you. They will sort out the paperwork later.
Right. With
But
the
still,
Undertaker.
yes. I think, yes. Yes, I think let's let all of them mingle, and if we need the break, we can always flash back to RP them, but I think it's a core group here.
I agree. Okay, cool. Great magic.
Okay. So you head down to the planet of Morath.
I was gonna say, is it giving me good home vibes?
No, it's very different than the Shadowfell. So as you descend, the first thing you notice is the air is dry and arid as you approach a desert. And like all good science fantasy planets, it's all a desert.
The monobiome.
There are mountains and such, some canyons, but it's pretty much desert, top to bottom. You can see a couple oases, the occasional lake, but it's pretty much a desert. It does look like from your height, you can see like settlements and such.
Mm-hmm.
What would you all like to do?
Is there one that looks like particularly big or centralized or anything?
Yeah, one of them is bigger than the others, you'd say.
I guess go towards that one unless anybody has any objections to that.
No, that's fine.
This is your show.
Yeah, follow your lead, definitely.
Do the big one.
Okay, perfect. You descend to the large one. As you do, the architecture doesn't strike you quite as deserty. It's first of all, there's wood. You're not seeing any real trees. And a darker colored stone, nothing like limestone or granite or anything like that. It's dark stone and wood. The buildings seem old, but there are people about. Where do you want to land? Do you want to land like outside of town, or do you want to be like middle of town kind of thing?
Definitely outside of town.
Okay, so you land outside of town of a ways. What would you like to do? How do you want to approach this?
Ooh, for bookkeeping, Andrew, I got a natural 1 and a 19, by the way.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh, great
Wow,
spread.
Yes, very good.
That's as good as you can get.
Pretty. Other than a natural 20, I
Right.
All right.
Does there seem to be any sort of like defenses, or are there any like crowds being gathered by a spaceship dropping out of the sky? What is kind of the general reaction of the populace?
Nah, they don't seem to. I mean, you're kind of blips on the horizon.
Oh, okay.
Like you wouldn't be. You might look like falling stars, but nobody seems to be gawking or anything like that.
I guess just approach cautiously.
Okay.
Visitors from the sky? Nothing in my experience of living on a planet hanging from a tree like a fruit. And namely, very silly, evil name has prepared me for this.
It's fine. Okay, sorry. Okay. You land. You walk into town. There are people about, as I said. Shadar-kai. They are wearing robes to protect against the sand, kind of wrapped around them. The sand is hot. It's not kicking up too much. You're a little surprised that it's this warm, considering that the sun is kind of very far from here. But so
what can you do? It's hot.
Yeah. A couple people, as you walk into town, a couple people are taken aback by the Halfling and Tabaxi, like, Shadar-kai, what? But as you walk around, as you start to enter, you do see that the population is not exclusively Shadar-kai. There are also goblins. Let's see. Goblins, fire newts, a couple harpies, even. But they all seem to, just be kind of trading, engaging in commerce, walking around.
What are the harpies like? What are the harpies like?
Yeah, they're flapping about, but occasionally land, squawk and caw, but they're being treated just like, they're not being treated like a nuisance or a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Are they being treated as people, or are they being treated as like seagulls in a mall parking lot? Like
no, like people.
Okay.
And they're trading and stuff?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What kind of stuff do they have?
It's a lot of there's bits of metal, some food, bug parts, cactus bits, weapons,
do they have
armor.
Do they have the kits on, or is it all harpies going wild here?
No, they are wearing some protection from the heat and the sun.
Okay.
Harpies gone wild. That's kind of part of their brand anyway, right? And
yeah.
They're like the original food fight people. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, I'll just sort of observe them interestedly. Is there any sort of place, Marley, that you feel is right for this so far?
Well, I mean, I guess we could try and ask somebody.
Just based on some of the looks we're getting, I think you're best suited for that.
Yeah. Can I find like a stall where maybe Shadar-kai is selling stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go up to them and ask them, hi, we're
balls, charms, incense,
maybe later.
This is your Shadar-kai voice now?
Charms.
It's a very old Shadar-kai woman.
I understand, of course.
Most
Look,
honored...
I got 5 voices, okay?
I understand. I love all of them.
Most honored trading grandmother. Could you be so kind as to help me? We are new in this area.
Of course, dear.
Forgive me for not knowing much of your area, but we are looking for a shadow crossing.
She says, yes.
The storm crow. You seek the storm crow.
Stormcrow.
Yes, and she points off to like a town square where there is an old fountain that is in obvious disrepair, but on top of the fountain is a relief statue of a series of ravens, and in the middle of the fountain there is like an entryway carved out, and you can see stairs going down.
Ooh. Yeah, that certainly seems like it could be the place. Why is it called the Stormcrow?
She says,
Because that is his name. He is the priest. He can help you.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, most honorable grandmother. And I'll slip her like Palmer, like a gold coin.
she looks at it like,
Gold. It's worthless. What can you do with gold?
Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. Terrible metal.
Do you have any bronze? Can make a spear out of bronze.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, I think you need this more than me, dear.
Oh, well, thank you. Sorry. Also.
It's okay. Thank you.
I would like to look over her assortment of gewgaws. What manner of bubble and such are they? Are they purely ornamental? Do they look fetishistic in their they're meant to ward off?
yeah, they look more like they're kind of very basic charms.
Okay. Does I've been to university. I don't know if I've said that in several episodes, but does it look like there's any magic science here, or is this purely folk nonsense?
It's a mix.
Okay.
Some of them you in your estimation would do nothing. Others you're like, oh yeah, that probably has a very basic enchantment on it.
Sure.
It makes sure that ghosts can't cross your threshold without being invited in.
Yes.
It's like none of it would be useful for any of you necessarily, but it would be useful for people in this town.
Right. Yes, I'm sure that would make your feet feel much better after a hard day. Yeah. So good enough.
There's a couple divining rods for water, and
yes, they only work if you believe. Great. I keep quiet judgment to myself.
Fair. Great. So, shall we go to this fountain?
Yes.
Looks really interesting. I mean, are we all allowed to go, or is it just you? Or is this a Skywalker cave thing, or?
We can ask
No
the
weapons.
priest.
Won't need them.
I think I know better than you, 900-year-old wise goblin. I'll be taking my lightsaber, thank you.
It's that robot chicken where he killed. Oh my god, you killed him!
I love
He
that
came
one.
at me. It was Darth Vader. What was he supposed to do? Think. It's supposed to make you think.
Good. The looks were accruing. Are they simply like, whoa, don't get many of your kind around here, or are they?
Probably astonished with my feline beauty.
It's a lot of unusual. It's not like, oh good, the next sacrifices have arrived, or halflings are bad luck, or anything like that.
Sure.
I'm not getting any ownership vibes from people, right?
No.
Sometimes people see a pretty cat and they want to own it, you know.
No.
It's bad. Bad news.
It's a lot of, we thought we saw everybody on this planet, you know, and you all knew.
Good. Nice to be a surprise.
Sure.
Fire
Cool.
dudes I get. Catman?
Well, it's a hot environment, of course they're going to be around. A cat in the desert?
What's Morath coming to?
Right.
Tiny hirsute people? There goes the neighborhood.
Tiny?
Okay.
Not tiny.
I am.
Oh,
Before
right.
we get to
Here's
the priest, is there any place that sells any of these robes everybody's wearing about? I imagine that
Sure,
my
yeah.
leather armor is getting quite uncomfortable.
Yeah. There's a clothing seller nearby, and yeah, you can buy Tatooine robes.
Or caftans.
I would like to procure some Tatooine robes.
Okay. As implied by the old wise woman, you will need to pay in copper. They don't take gold. They'll take silver at the minimum, but they would prefer copper.
Now, had we gone to Kryn first in exchange for some iron, I'm
Yes.
sure they would take that as well.
They'll take iron or any. So if you want to trade like one of your metal things, they'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't like gold. You have plenty of copper. Like I'm not trying to be jerk.
Cool.
Yeah.
To be you just have to pay in change.
Yeah. Between the wizard, the bard, and the druid, I don't think we have a ton of metal around.
I have a dagger.
There you are.
Anyone
that's
got
probably-
any change? Any spare change?
Also known here as a 5-pound note, Storm.
Right. Well, in what economy? I mean, it could be a 5-pound note back in the turn. It's probably impressive, right? We could talk it up if we need to have barter power. Yeah, here you go.
Yes, I would have taken off my jacket and kind of just put it over my arm
Okay.
for the moment.
And then your arm just gets all sweaty. It's not
I know,
much
it's-
better.
Well, I keep shifting arms the longer this
Tie it around
shopping
your
trip
waist, but
I think I can.
with your proportions, it's going to make you look.
takes. It makes me look all butt
Yeah.
somehow. I'm all hips and butt somehow now.
I'm gonna chill my doublet with prestidigitation to keep myself cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a puff of wind about me to keep the airflow going. Keep myself
Yeah.
cool. So my whiskers are like always moving in the wind right now. Look intrepid, especially intrepid right now.
But yeah, Marley, new clothes are not very. First of all, you're loaded right now. So yeah, you know, a couple pieces of copper, you're good.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd like to get some cool robes then.
Okay, perfect.
And then we can head to the Stormcrow.
Okay.
Is there a ruling cultural iconography? Is there does the Stormcrow clearly look connected to the Raven Queen?
Yes.
Is there anything like... Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of Raven Queen iconography here.
All right.
It's old, but there's a lot of it.
It's an
Do
old
the-
code, but it checks
You
out.
said the buildings look like they're not necessarily like it seems counterintuitive what they're made of
Yes.
as far as the region. So does it look like they were maybe brought from somewhere else, or that they're just so old that maybe they come from a time when that kind of stuff was abundant here?
That one. More than
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like the
Wow.
the planet used to not all be desert, perhaps.
Right.
Hmm.
Uh-oh.
You fools, you blew it all up.
That's right.
It was Toro the whole time.
I feel that.
Morath is just Toro backwards.
Yep.
Right. I thought you said you went to university.
I love saying things that are objectively not true. My
good.
favorite.
No, it's good.
Yeah, my favorite
I-
form of
I-
density.
Irony. I get it. I get it.
Okay. So you head to the Stormcrow's fountain. So, yeah. What do you do?
Go down,
Supposed to go down, right?
look for a person between two flames saying, "Take this, it's dangerous to go alone." It just steps down under this fountain,
Yep,
right? I mean,
yep,
yeah, okay.
It's it's like a spiral, but yeah.
Okay.
I'll go first. Unless you feel you should, Marley.
best to lead with me so
You
that
go.
it's not like, "Whoa, who's this cat person?"
Right.
100% agree.
They might
okay.
shoot.
So Marley, you start to walk down these stairs. As you do, the first thing you notice is perhaps annoyingly, since you just changed to match the climate, it's a lot cooler down here.
I'm gonna adjust my prestidigitation to warm my W.
Yeah, just
Cut the wind.
Now it's uncomfy.
Yeah.
Put my jacket back on.
Right. Exactly.
Hester quietly putting her jacket back on.
Yeah.
None of us saying anything about it. Just like, oh fuck. All right, adjusting. Putting your leather armor back on.
Okay. Don't go to sleep. I need you. Okay. Okay. You enter into a nice little stone circular chamber. Mm-hmm. There are indeed 2 braziers burning. And there is a person with their back to you. They seem, from back here, you can see they have a big headdress of raven feathers. And they seem to be looking into a, they're divining something. They're looking into a bowl.
I will bow down on one knee and say, "Oh, most honored Stormcrow."
I went to caw surprisedly, but that's not what this person would do. Jesus, you can't do that.
There's a bell. Did you see the bell? Jesus,
Scrying here.
Can you just walk into my room, Mom? You're breaking so many rules right now.
This individual turns around, and on the front of their headdress, they have a mask on. It's made of wood, and it looks like it's very chunky in its aesthetic, but it ostensibly looks like talons holding a black kind of orb of nothing.
That's the mask.
As the mask.
Looks like...
So you can see like it only covers their kind of upper face, so you can see their mouth and everything. They look like a Shadar-kai. But and it's not like the hole doesn't like go through their head or anything like that. It's just a big black kind of nothing right here. Like the Spider-Man on the spot.
Interesting. Okay.
He's come up a lot lately. Anyway.
I bow my head and pretend to be serious.
as you do in church.
Meaning you're trying not to laugh when you say that.
Otherwise, they are wearing very Shadowfelly robes, Marley. They are dressed like your family kind of would. Very dark leather armor. They've got like...
He's a shadow fellow.
Yes.
I was going to say the same thing. Amazing.
They have a staff kind of leaning against the table with a big crystal in it. A bunch of stuff hanging from their belts. Divining supplies. A big crystal with a little handle. You don't know what that's for. A couple knives. They turn to look at you and kind of cock their head like a bird would. And say, what can I do for you, supplicant to the Raven Queen?
We seek a shadow crossing so that we may bask in her glory.
You wish a pilgrimage?
Yeah. Yeah, one of those.
Excellent. He'll pick up his staff. He'll pull the bowl around. And he'll pick up the bones he was using to divine, and he'll cast them in there once again, waving his staff over it. And he says, "So it has been fated." And he'll pull a piece of paper that was not in the bowl from before out. And he'll hand it to you, Marley. And he says, You are expected, Marley.
Told you.
Thank you. What is the paper? Can I look at the paper?
Yeah.
What is the paper?
The paper is a map that leads you to a shadow crossing.
Oh.
The Stormcrow says, I see that the Raven Queen has met you before, has summoned you to her before. Now, you must prove that you can find her once again. It is fated.
Well, the map will be a really big help for that. But yeah. I mean, yes, it shall be a most holy honor and privilege to follow fate to find our most honored queen.
He will nod and say, yes, it is fated.
It is fated. Thank you very much. Stormcrow, Mr. The Stormcrow
Just kind of very slowly cocks his head to one side again.
I guess we'll see our way out then. Thanks again. Bow. Okay, let's go.
And also with you. Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
Slowly turn back around and put his thing down. And I said not now, Mom. Mom, I'm LARPing.
I can't save it right now, Mom.
I told you, when I'm in the mask, you must address me as the Stormcrow.
No, it's not supposed to have a beak.
That'd be stupid.
You said
On the nose.
Yes, I still want Hot Pockets.
We're at a meatball? Damn it!
Can the Stormcrow pick up their room before dinner?
Mom!
You're embarrassing me in front of my supplicants. Oh, Stormcrow, whatever gravitas you had is out the window. I apologize.
Oh, boy. Okay. So, you walk back upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And looking at this map, I mean, you don't know anything about this planet. The map seems readable. Like, it's not impossible to read or anything.
It's not just like a series of dots with an X at the end.
It's a squiggle, and then a line, and then another squiggle, and then an X.
Okay.
I need help figuring this one out.
And there's a compass in the corner, but it's been kind of smudged.
Oh no. It's got Hot Pocket grease on it.
It's written in foreign.
I speak foreign.
No, yeah, it's a little map. It seems to kind of take you through a winding path through some of the mountains to what looks like a little caricature of a shrine.
Okay. Besides the mountains, are there any other in the shrine? Are there any other like noticeable like landmarks or like a particularly large mountain or anything that I could like ask people here in town about?
Yeah.
Good.
That's great, Timothy.
Very good. I shall summon Willow to kind of float around unless she doesn't come or gives me any kind of attitude.
No, she appears. She kind of, slow owl head turn to look at you.
No dragons this time.
And she starts to circle above you.
I owe her a brunch.
Several people kind of start freaking out a little bit because there's a bird circling now. Like, the vultures are back.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Do the harpies take an exception? I could bring her back.
No, it's just a couple people like, Jim?
Suddenly it's like...
Something dead in your yard again, Jim? No. I'll go check.
But then the harpies like come out of nowhere, just take her out. Like, right after she gave you that owl shade for the dragon.
She runs off with her new friends.
Right.
Cool.
They respect me.
I really need to prioritize that brunch.
She starts hanging out with the harpy girls.
I feel like every time you summon me, it's about what I can do for you.
You're a familiar.
That's your job. Wow.
Pretty sure.
Wow.
Okay. Can see I have some crow to eat. But yeah, just get her up there if we end up needing, does this landmark, correspond to anything that is better seen from an owl's eye view or what have you.
So the shrine is enough in the mountains that it's hard for Willow to see. But yeah, you can figure out basically which mountain it is you have to kind of go up and through.
Okay.
Okay.
And the mountain climate controls are just trash. Let me tell you what, you're going to slide down that thing more times than you like.
It looks... I mean, the quest arrow is pointing right here, so I think if we just keep ramming ourselves against this mountain over and over, we'll eventually kind of trick the physics engine into thinking we can do it.
Yeah, if you dodge roll at the right time...
Yeah.
You can roll right
You
over
just have to find the right plane.
Yeah.
That,
I'm sliding all the way back down. If I had the assassin horse.
They can fly.
Thing just walks up sheer ledges. It's fine. And now I take my jacket back off, but now just kind of drape it over my head.
Okay.
It's as good as it's getting.
Okay.
So we can kind of tell generally what mountain we need to go towards?
Yes.
Does it look terribly far away?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like it's going to be a trek. Like you might be here a couple days.
Oh.
Okay.
What if we went to our ship and flew across the desert?
That's a good idea.
Like take some of the religious journey out of it. It's your goddess. I don't want to tell you how to act.
What if we just skipped all that desert?
Use our gadabouts to drop in from the top. Well,
we're here.
We just fast traveled. Did you pass the 3 fountains of wisdom? Probably missed them. Sum it up.
You really want to
you were supposed to
fly through the air while going on a quest for the goddess of fate?
Yikes.
Okay.
3 truths about myself? What about 1? Which is I hate long journeys.
And this heat is really murder on my skin.
It's just terrible. There's another halfling I play just screaming at me to moisturize.
I'm from a temperate climate.
Can I scry on just a location? Boy, this really does say it's a person.
Yeah, so does it seem like it would be fruitful for us to just hop in the ship and at least get to the base of the mountains?
It seems like it would be cheating, but...
Or using my wisdom.
It's going to be a hard sell, but I like it.
I mean, look, you can do whatever you want.
Now, as pilgrimage was the active noun/verb, I do believe we are meant to grimmage our way across down the road here.
Do we have anything we can do to alleviate the stresses of the journey? Do we have any things?
Yeah, is there any sand wall rye we can get?
No, I mean among our own abilities. Can we do anything to
Sandwall
help
ride?
ourselves?
It's from Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
I said that and realized I might be the only one to get that reference.
Well, but let's make it more delightful. I know several bawdy tavern tunes. I don't know if that's what you meant.
Oh yeah, Sandwall Rye. It's a great one.
I guess we should stock up on supplies and stuff then.
Yes, probably my knickerlickers will not be what we want in the desert.
Water.
In the desert evenings, for sure. But, I have copper, presumably.
Oh, good. Hot whiskey.
God,
Hot leg sweat whiskey.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hot, damp whiskey.
All right.
Comes with its
Desert
own
evenings
mixer.
are quite cool, so you will all be laughing when I am quite warm inside and die of exposure outside.
Right.
But if you bury the whiskey overnight and then dig it
There
back
you
up,
are.
then it'll be nice and cool.
There you are.
For the first hour.
And
Oh, yeah,
Robert's
that'll
Oracle.
be disgusting. But
Have your breakfast whiskey. Just start your day.
Just the nip.
Yeah, well, shall we trek? Is there any sort of
Yeah, what are the most strategic canteens we can get? Certainly, there must be some kind of overland trek between towns that we could.
yeah, there's like travel gear. You can get rations, things of water.
yeah, I'll trade because you didn't take my dagger, right, Marley? You just said copper. I'll trade a dagger for whatever. I mean, I imagine a steel blade is going to fetch a pretty good value.
Yes.
So I should be able to trade for things like water, and so if I'll trade up to the full value of what I can get and distribute it among the three of us.
Okay, yeah.
As far as that can go, and if we need to add more, we can add more.
Do they instead are we head wrapping? Are we draping? Can I get a wide sun hat or anything like?
Any of the above, if you would like.
All right.
Did you find
'Cause, yeah, I'm
some like child's size robes?
Sure.
Yeah, so I'm just going to shed 3 very academic layers, and Storm, if you don't mind, I'm going to put them in the bag of holding.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah, get
Let me
something
out.
to kind of
Let me out.
No.
tie my hair back, put it in a sun hat. This reminds me of the year I went to Burning Man. But I'm hip. If anyone has any peyote buttons. Other than that, make sure we have plenty of water, almost to the point of forsaking food, but make sure we have a ration or two.
Right.
And ease on down the road.
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. So you all start walking.
Is there a suggested footwear for the desert? I am almost certainly not wearing it to start.
I have cat feet. I just go around.
Yes.
Do what I do.
So is it loose sand or is it mostly stony desert? Have we established that? Or a little bit of both?
It is
Hard Scrabble.
It is stony.
Okay.
So you probably still want a boot of some kind.
All right. So it's not like a snowshoe situation or
Yeah,
something like
well.
that. All right. All right. Well, then certainly I'm wearing boot enough then.
Like
If
yeah,
there-
like you'll pass dunes, but it's for the most part the walking areas are pretty firm.
Okay.
Should we get mouse?
There aren't really any mounts for sale. It looks like.
Okay.
Are there any strong people looking for work who just want us
Just
chicken
piggyback
fights?
right
Carry us
there.
chicken fight style through the desert.
No,
All right, just checking. We have a lot of gold. I mean,
I'll be the first
Yeah,
to
they
tell
don't
you
care
if
about
that's an option in any place
Right.
you go.
right.
Yeah,
Right. Chicken fight ride option.
Just a bunch of burly, shirtless gentlemen.
What's upsies?
They all have like handlebar mustaches, and they're like.
I shall
always
always want
boxing.
upsies.
Okay, well, great. Is there any merit in... Do you want to stick together? Or do you want me to scout ahead? Or
As the nature of a pilgrimage, I think we should just go.
Okay.
Trusting in the path or whatever faces our way is probably some kind of trial or
Test.
something. Yeah,
Right. Okay.
yeah.
Game.
Nothing.
As my DM, that will surely have a list of the things that I can transform into.
Yeah, I definitely do.
You don't happen to know off the top of your head if I could transform into anything that would maybe my companions could ride upon.
Hold on.
I know that back at Jimmy Jambles, is that what his name is?
Jimmy Jangle.
Jimmy Jangles.
Jimmy Jangles, sorry.
My very serious character, Jimmy Jangles, yes.
That I
Arcade.
transformed into something that then Hester rode on.
That's right. I think it was to get through you have to get through this quick room.
Yeah.
Or no, I think we ended up mixing that. I really wanted to ride you as a panther, I believe.
Yes. That's
Got very, very excited about it.
Desert Panther.
Yes.
Let me hold on. Monsters. Beast.
A horse's challenge rating cannot be that high, unless you're a halfling, in which case they're terrifying.
Are you afraid of horses? Horses are afraid of camels, apparently, in battle.
I know Dan one of Dan Snap's, what's the opposite of favorite enemy?
Nemesis?
Yeah,
Nemesis, yes. Dan Snap's nemesis for a while were horses.
Okay. An Axebeak, which is a chocobo. Black bear, boar, brown bear, camel.
Yeah, well.
Camel's good. That's a classic D&D creature, actually.
Seems the most on brand.
Well, also, it'll help. If your metabolism changes, you should be able to process water the way it does, right?
Cow, deer, dinosaurs, different kind of dinosaur. Direwolf, dolphin, everybody.
That's a great idea. It's so counterintuitive.
What about a sand walrus? As we've just received.
Draft horse, spider, big spider. Yeah, there's a couple things you could transform into that might be. A camel would probably be the most useful.
Gillette?
Okay.
Especially as it would deplete our water the least, at least for 5 hours.
I'll turn into a camel.
Okay. Perfect.
And then you guys can either load me up with supplies or if you need a break.
All right. I think a little bit of both would probably do. It's Storm, I don't want to point out that Marley doesn't know what a horse looks like.
Huh? What do you mean?
Looks like a child's drawing of a horse brought to life.
This is a camelopard. Haven't you ever heard of those?
No, it's nightmarish in every dimension. But yes, no, if you believe you've seen one.
Yeah. I mean, it's mythological. I mean, I've never actually seen one, but it's a camelopard. I read about it.
Okay. Well, I can never tell if you're putting me on, but I do take your word. All right. Well, yeah. Let's load up our extra waters and such, and
yeah,
I'm content to walk for a bit.
Yeah, this short giraffe or whatever this is.
Yes.
Why don't you just ride on Marley? You don't need to walk.
Well, I have what is lovingly described as tenure body, and I could probably use a few steps. You know what I mean?
Right. Uh-huh.
But then, yeah, I will certainly probably hop on and off quite frequently. But
what? How fast are you, Marley, in this shape?
No, I just closed it, of course. Hold on.
Certainly more than 25 feet.
50 feet.
Oh, wow.
But that's
pretty fast.
Well, no, it's just a full movement.
But but 50 feet in a move action, whereas you would take a dash to move.
It takes me twice to do that.
Yes,
so,
yeah. So, yeah, pretty fast. And they bite.
Yes, bite and spit.
No joke.
Well, maybe just to start. Since otherwise it will throw us down.
Well, they're strong too. We can both sit on. So.
Yeah, almost certainly. Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marley. And I will prestidigitate your forehead so it stays cool.
Oh.
And you, all of three of us. I can keep up to 3 effects. So I'll keep us nice and cool. And while we move through the desert conditions.
Before I transform, I'll give the map to Storm.
Okay. Great.
Okay.
Before I become all camel noises.
Okay. Storm, can I get a survival check, please?
Yes. That is a 16.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Okay. You travel for a couple hours, and it's mostly uneventful. Things you notice as you're riding, rather. There are the occasional pieces of more evidence that once this world was not totally a desert. There's a couple structures buried in sand. What looks like the remains of a castle, but long since buried. Dried up riverbeds, horse skeletons with armor on them. Something happened here. And can I get perception checks from everyone, please?
Uh, 24.
24, okay.
25.
Sorry, less 22.
Okay.
Because it's right. Yeah. Math.
I don't care for riding beasts.
Are you like?
I got a 5. Yes, it's very jarring. Like one of those things where it's better from the driver's seat. I just...
Nice. I'm gonna give you inspiration, Marley, because I like the way you're communicating.
Okay. So Marley and Storm, you notice that up ahead, under the sand seems to
Under
be
the sand.
a very, very, very large creature undulating.
Undulating?
Yes, like moving like that
like
under the sand.
stationary or coming towards us?
It's currently crossing your path, kind of crossways. So it's perpendicular.
Can we see the creature or only see its effect?
You can only see its effect right now.
Okay, how big does it appear to be?
Huge.
Fuck. I think if we walk without rhythm, we won't attract the worm.
Is it Dune or June?
Yes.
Okay.
I always go with liquid U, just my training. So, but it's a living language. So yeah, I would say, Marley, you noticed it too. I imagine we both stopped, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it seem to notice us, Andy?
Can I get a stealth check from Marley?
Yeah.
As a camel.
With inspiration.
Oh, that was a nat 1.
Fuck, dude.
And as a camel, let's see, you have a -1 dexterity. So
I would like to make that a 19.
Oh,
interesting. And how does that happen? I would like to hear. Love to hear how Hester pulls fate.
You hang your hanky in front of Marley's face so it can't see her face, so it can't see her.
You drape your jacket over my face.
Yes.
I thought I saw something over there. Nope.
I think more than anything I've done for our situation, there is kind of thinking of old school Scarlet Witch's kind of jinx effects or whatever. That rather instead, like far to our right, there is a sudden kind of scree and rock slide that rather draws a lot of vibration and attention away from us more than we've done anything correct.
Okay.
Does that make any sense?
So the creature had paused, and then it quickly kind of it's less undulating now. It's moving towards the noise that Hester has described, and now it seems like it's just kind of barreling through. Like there's no more kind of hey, it's just
it's moving with some purpose.
Yeah, but it seems to have cleared your path.
Oh, that's good. What do you think that was? I was thinking that too.
I missed it. What was going on?
I'll spit like a disgusting camel does.
Wait a minute. Should we wait before we proceed, or should we just go ahead?
Charmed as always. Not sure what the hold up would be. Yeah, I suppose we should keep moving on.
There was something under the sand, big ahead of us. You didn't see it, I guess. Did you see it?
I saw it. Yeah. Don't think there's anything to worry about. Probably we're on stone mostly so far, so I think if we just plow on. If we wait and there is something under the sand, it will still be here, and it will merely come up under us, or some such. So,
do you want to go ahead right now?
I yes. I think we have an opportunity.
Well, fine.
Move forward.
Trust your wisdom.
Ooh, intelligence is my game.
I like your idea.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah. Marley, you feeling good about going forward?
I'm gonna move forward, but try and step as lightly as a camel can.
Well, you've now succeeded on a 19 stealth, even though I flavored it slightly differently.
I like that flavor.
Stealth by comparison.
Yes.
Okay. So you continue.
Nice.
You keep going up to a point where it is getting dark enough that you will probably have to make a camp for the evening.
Okay. Is the terrain sort of uniformly flat, or are there like places that we could have actual shelter, like an outcropping or lean-to possibilities, or is it like just open?
No, so there are a couple old sand-swept buildings. You could probably hide out in one of those. There are dunes that you could sit on top of if you wanted to. There's a busted up old wagon near here that you could kind of make a camp in the shadow of. There are a couple options, or you could sit on kind of the flattest part here if you wanted to do that, set up tents and such like that. But there is like it looks like an old tower is kind of leaning sand swept.
Does it look structurally sound?
I mean, doesn't look great, if we're being honest.
Okay.
Maybe not that then.
I'll shift that in my wild shape to help make the decision if my time isn't up on that already. And say the tower might be our best chance of having a fire in a safe way. And barring that, the wagon would be my next choice. Anything else, I think, leaves us kind of open and exposed to everything.
Yes. Well, again, the desert deceivingly gets dreadfully chilly at night, so I do think maximum coverage in a fire would probably be preferable.
All right, well, let's check out this tower then. So, how many stories is it?
You'd say it's 3.
All right, I would like to see if I can climb the exterior. See if it's like gonna take it, like if it's strong enough, and just to sort of, I don't know, get an outward recon and maybe try and go in from the top and come back down.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
And sort of check in with my fellows on the outside while I do this. If there are windows, I could pop out and be like, "Hey, I'm on the top. Here I am. Da da da. This seems clear," and be ready to GTFO if I have to.
Okay, so you start climbing up, up to the top of the tower. Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to cast Protection from Evil and Good on myself while I do this. So, put in that spell slot, first level. As I do this, just in case there's old buildings, spooks, ghosts, da-da-da.
Okay. You climb up to the top, and at the very top there, the tower is kind of a little crooked, so you have you get your balance, but you have claws, so you can climb. You get to the top. There is a hatch that leads into the tower.
Is it locked?
Testing it is not locked.
Okay, I want to investigate and just see if there's any sort of trappage.
Okay.
That is 14.
There are no traps.
Okay, I'm gonna try and quietly open it.
Okay.
So stealth. That's an 18.
Okay.
Right.
Silently, you open the hatch.
Great. What can I see in there?
As your eyes adjust to the dark of the inside, you can see what looks like an old laboratory.
Ooh. Okay. How big is it inside?
It's a decent sized room. It's probably it's got a diameter of about 40 feet.
Okay. Great. I'm going to pop my head over the side, look down. I'm going to message and just say there's a laboratory top floor. I'm going to go in and check it out and try and go down to the next level. And then proceed.
Okay.
I'll go into that room. Do you want an active P check? Perception, that is.
Sure.
If you're actively peeing,
I'm actively
yeah.
peeing. That was only what is my bonus? 16.
Okay. So you're heading down to the next floor? Is that the idea?
Well, I guess, at first I peered into the thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is at least how I thought it went. And then I peered over the side and was like, hey guys, there's a lab, I'm going to go in.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
So if I may proceed, yes, to go down without incident.
Yeah. So the next floor looks like a bedroom. It was nicely appointed. It's in tatters and ruins. And you can see there is a skeleton, not animated, but a skeleton of clearly the wizard, kind of finger pointing at the laboratory above you. But they've clearly been dead for like 300 years.
Okay. All right. Is there a window?
There is a window, yes.
Pop my head out, and I'm just gonna sort of message back down. Looks like a dead wizard. I haven't tasted him, but I think he's about 300 years dead. I won't.
Don't eat
worry.
that.
I won't. I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm gonna go down.
Okay.
To the next one if I can.
Okay.
At least they have proper respect for the fact that vowels are supposed to make the proper noises. laboratory. I like that.
Yes.
So as you cross the threshold of the next level, a bunch of torches illuminate the room, and a deep voice says, "Intruder alert!"
Oh shit!
As a stone golem pulls itself off of the wall.
Oh no! Okay.
And that's where we'll end the episode.
Yes.
You can still message, correct?
Yes.
Hey, everybody.
Golem.
Just a heads
I
up.
think it's clobbering time. Does it look like the ever-loving blue-eyed thing?
It's actually it's almost got like a raven head kind of motif. Like it's all Raven Queenie.
It's gonna peck me to death.
Intruder back.
True.
Okay.
Great.
Intruder. Licky boom boom down.
Outros and plugs. Timothy.
I love that song. I don't even know what it is. I love it. Hi, I'm Timothy. Tonight I've also been a cat man named the legendary Space Cat Storm of Stars, Lord Bard Extraordinaire. Thanks for tuning in. Today's George Floyd's birthday. He would have been 47 today. Breonna Taylor's killers are still unprosecuted. Vote. I voted today. I dropped my ballot off at the Board of Elections. We're happy to do that. And you can too. And I encourage you to do so as soon as you can, so that we can, address and enact systemic change altogether. Because things need to change. A lot of stuff's been built on things that are wrong. Systemic racism, etc. So Black Lives Matter, Trans Lives Matter, Black Trans Lives Matter. Do it for George, do it for Brianna, do it for Elijah, do it for yourself, do it for the future. Big love.
Cece.
Hi, I am Cece, aka Soup, aka Soupska on Twitter and Instagram. I would also like to plug voting. I intend on voting this Friday. So you should get out and do it early. And yeah, do it safely, please. Because, hey, we're still in the middle of a pandemic, in case you didn't realize. And I'm sorry, but herd immunity is not an option. So make smart choices. Wear your mask, wash your hands, socially distance, and please be respectful not only of yourself and those around you, but also of those that are working on the front lines, like your nurses and your doctors and all of them, because they're the ones that are fighting for all of us. So fight for them also, please.
And Marty.
Yes, of course. I absolutely echo everyone else's statements. Please make sure to vote. Our democracy is very nakedly under attack, I feel, and it's hard not to be overwhelmed and disappointed every day. I feel like if anyone saw Kate McKinnon's bit on the Weekend Update over the weekend, I feel like it really does speak to all of us. And if not, look it up. I'll post a link in the chat. It's hard not to have lost all hope, but I think that's what they want, and now is the time to have hope. With any luck, we're 21 days out in what I'm just calling Xeno's October. We're always halfway through it somehow, and it's just maddening. But yeah, so we shall be done with it and be rid of it. Throw him into the fire. Smash subscribe like us. Tonight's episode was very entertaining and funny. If you didn't think so, watch it again. Per Andy's excellent advice last time. I think that's going to be our new catchphrase. If you didn't like it, watch it again. Because it was good. It was funny. This is delightful, and this was much needed respite. I've had a week, and this was a cure for it.
As always, I echo what everyone has said. Please wear your mask, please. I don't know who else needs to tell you to wear one. Be kind to each other. I didn't think it would be that hard. I thought we all figured that out a long time ago. That you should just be a person. And everyone else is a person, and just treat them like that. How is that fucking hard? You all graduated kindergarten, and if you're watching this and you haven't, man, your parents need stronger internet controls or something. This is inappropriate for children. I had to click a thing on YouTube and everything. Wash your hands, wear a mask, don't be racist, please be kind. And we love all of you because we do. And you're people, and you deserve it.
I'll
do this and then
Skelly love.
But I got to do a thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's my job. It's my one job.